Um, my thoughts, commentary, opinion only. This is just something that I had to get off my chest because I heard some commentary on it on another channel. It was a compilation of commentaries, and it was fascinating to me. We've all heard about the low birth rates lately, and it's happening all over the world, which is really interesting that, like, with exception of countries that are pretty destitute, which is also interesting because a lot of women are making the choice in these bad economies, but then it goes to show there are people that are still in bad financial situations, which are still prompted to procreate and the typical birth rates. And but now women all over the world are like becoming a part of the same process. It almost seems like, and this is something I've heard since my early adulthood, all my adulthood, from certain people. It's always like a certain camp of individuals, but men saying that they have natural inclinations to things. It's just because of their testosterone. It's because of the way things used to be. It's because of cavemen, and it, so it's really interesting to me to think about how in most of the natural world and before we had agriculture, before people had abundance, before people owned land and had abundant resources, that there was more natural selection taking place like there is all over the animal kingdom, where women choose men based on certain traits. And this helps weed out the bad traits. Maybe this is why we're at these times we're in right now, because that hasn't taken place for a long time. And it has made a lot of undesirable people parents, basically. And this is very interesting. Women are the gatekeepers. I'm not saying women are better than men in this way or any way. I'm just saying, like, it is fascinating to think about. The birth rate is plummeting. Women have only in very recent time had access to all the same resources. Like, we could only get our own credit in like 1979. So it took a few decades for it to all really sink in and things like, of course. And like now that we don't need men for the resources the same way that we used to, we are opting out of that. A lot of women would like to become mothers, but they simply aren't because what they need for that to take place isn't there. I'm like, it, it's just so fascinating to me that this could be an answer to the what some people consider overpopulation. I don't know what to think. I don't know if I consider the earth to be overpopulated, but I do consider like there to be too many of people that don't care about the earth, and that is why it is becoming poisoned and all going to heck, basically. And this was made a lot more sense than excusing men for being promiscuous, for cheating, because they just can't keep it in their pants. And I think it's all really interesting to think about. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I mean, I'm glad nobody said anything in the chat because I had my glasses off and I wasn't looking at the chat. But I'd appreciate any comments in the comment section. Basically, okay, I didn't know that there was like anybody in here. I see there's like 14 people. Natural selection is taking place, and that is why the birth rate is plummeting. This wasn't so before because of, especially since the Industrial Revolution. And I mentioned like blaming it on Eve ate the apple, and I believe that is a source of it in our country, but it's been taking place much longer than that. It's actually since agriculture, and I love agriculture. So this is all very interesting to me and fascinating. It's just like we're all part of the cycle. We were meant to be here, and it was meant to happen this way. But because of the way that men controlled resources, subjugated women, oppressed women for millennia, they could almost force women into marrying them. And as they see that becoming more and more out of the grasp, the bad men, not all men, the bad men, the men that are like homophobic, that tend to be closeted gays themselves, those kind of men that just want to control everybody and everything around them, they're trying to rescind our rights. They're trying to make it harder for like married women to get credit. Like if you didn't see that executive act, like I really didn't think, I honestly did not think Trump would be doing stuff like this. And I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. So I just wanted to express how fascinated I am by all of this. Um, I have this scar on my nose that recently just like got beat red and started bleeding. My glasses really don't touch it. I don't know why that happened. It's like I need to eat a lot better, like really focus on my health and nutrition. So, um, also there's a lot to be said. We need to have a live soon about some stuff going on in Titus's camp. I'm officially done with Aaron Atz. I'm never giving him credit for anything again. He doesn't deserve his name to come out of my mouth, basically. I noticed he took down the video he made of me. It was so childish. It's just like I keep saying, like, my goal is to ensure that people know about Titus and his inability to keep his peen in his pants, especially around children, and that like people need to know this before they trust him. And then I see comments all the time where people are like, well, if any of that was true, the law would have stepped in by now. And I get that sentiment. That's what is so frustrating. They're just like banking on that. So I think it's important. If any of you feel so inclined, I'll let you know the YouTubers I've reached out to. I think we need to reach out to some bigger YouTubers. Hopefully, they can make some content on it. Maybe that will help reach Peter Santinello. People like me and Aaron, we're like dust to big YouTubers like Peter Santinello. But with somebody with like a six-figure subscriber count made the same kind of content, he might listen, or if a few of them. So I'm hopeful about that. But lately, he's been calling this tomato plant Tommy the tomato plant, and that irked me so bad. Once again, a subscriber brought this to my attention, but like I saw it in the title of one of his videos. He's definitely trying to placate to children. It's so sick and disgusting, and people need to be kept away from them. And yeah, there's a lot to be said about recent content of theirs. It's just like so much misinformation. And I don't think most of my subscribers are even here for any of that, but it ties into everything. You can't trust your children around anybody. There's horrible things I've heard about women lately too. So I'm not trying to paint a picture like women are perfect. Women are just as corrupted in this evil world in these ends of times. There's like this case where this woman, and she's a registered nurse, still practicing, had no repercussions from this. She basically offered up one of her friends, I'm sorry, her daughter's friends to her husband on a platter. She recorded this young girl in the bathroom. He raped the young girl and he got put in prison. But the nurse who, there's text proof she was texting him like encouraging and enabling all of this. There's a lot of sick women in the world. I'd almost venture to say that the act of that is almost sicker, but that's not true. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's so incredulous, it's so evil. And that's what I focus on. It's all about the kids. Do you not think I could make 100 shorts about Aaron's weird ass cackling laugh? He sounds like a literal cartoon hyena when he laughs. It is the most bizarro thing I've ever heard. And then I feel like pangs in my heart because I don't want to make some fun of something somebody can't help. I really don't. But he's a jerk. He's a jackass. And he's definitely got a few screws loose, I feel. And he's like one of the reasons I want to stay away from Casey County. Like he's just not right in the head. And he came on my live, said Titus kicked his dog. What is he gonna do about it? It seems like he's not made any content about that himself, right? But anyways. Oh, Diamond. Hey, how are you doing? This is what I look like when I'm going to work. It's a far cry from me and my ring lights, huh? She talks so fast, I absolutely understand nothing, but I'm still here. I'm sorry. I appreciate you sticking around. So, if you do a replay, I think you can slow it down, but I know I've had several people say I talk too fast. See, when I'm unscripted and I have something on my mind, I just have to go, go, go. I'm sorry about that. But people telling me, um, Drake, just keep improving yourself and you'll attract what you're meant to, and all the wait will be worth it once you attract who was meant to be with you. Mr. Carey, how are you today? How are you, Diamond? But she has always talked fast, nothing wrong with that. Um, I definitely feel like I must be talking a little faster or something lately because like everybody and their brother is saying it. So I definitely take your constructive criticism to heart. I'm getting a lot of cardboard from work because my pumpkin patch is getting weedy. Thank you, Mr. Carey. That's nice of you. Well, guys, I do think it's about time to go. I still have a like 3-minute drive to work from here. But yeah, really interesting to think about. Once again, for a long time, there's been like for as long as written history, we've seen have this rift between men and women. At the same time, we can't stay apart from each other. And in my opinion, self-sustainability, living off the grid, living off the land, is a true equalizer, really. And like it take some oppressive religious out of it. Like I'm not saying all religious people are oppressed either. Like the ones that are, like a lot of people that live this way, they get it, and that's when you work hard together to achieve the same goals, it's like it's not like you're less than me, woman. Like you just complement each other and you just work hard together. And there's actually been studies on that. Like you have less sexual attraction the more you like work towards the same goal with somebody. Like growing up in school, going to school together, working together. It's actually beneficial to be around varying ages and their hormones. Like it's good for you to be around people of all ages for your own hormones, whatever age you're at. That this is true for females, males, and it's just interesting to me. I think we definitely all need each other more than, of course, somebody's going to park right next to me. But I don't think I really got everything across that I wanted to say, but I'm sure I'll talk about this more later. Anybody wants to make any comments? I really appreciate it. I can't believe people are asking if I'm married still. Look at me. Love you guys. Not that it's all about looks, right? It should be about personality as well. Sorry to anybody I missed in the chat. I hope y'all have a great night, and I will definitely see you Saturday. I'm so sorry when I make a time commitment, I don't follow through. Somebody said you were an hour late last time, and like that really made me feel bad that I had said I was going to be on at 9:30. I didn't get on until 10:30, and promise I'm going to try to improve that. Partner is key in all relationships, but it's so hard on some of us to find. Right, Diamond, definitely. And yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I don't know if you're in here. There's a lot of women that do want to become mothers, but it's like I'm proud of our young sisters. They're growing up, they're wisening up, they're putting their feet down, and they're not gonna do it to have the whole entire weight of parenthood be put on solely them because they've seen it being done now that most of us need two incomes and work outside the home, especially. Oh, thank you, Yusef. That's really nice of you to say. I'm spitting facts. I like that. So, yeah, I'm glad I got to hop on here and see a few of you guys. That really helps me get through today. I had like 3 hours of sleep and I can't sleep. But, anyways, I will definitely see you all Saturday. I'm trying so hard to make it through this week. So I have health insurance through the month of September. And honestly, it's kind of hard. Like I almost walked out 100 times last night. Yes, my youngest daughter is so much more smarter than I was at that age. Good, Diamond. That's the way it should be, right? We should be improving with each generation. And I hope my kids are better parents than me. I really sincerely do. I hope like all people are better parents than their parents were, no matter how good they were. Oh, blue skies. Are you the blue skies? The blue skies Vienna? I'm just now gonna get off of here. Well, I do have a great husband. Um, I don't know if you're talking to me, you said. But anyways, okay, blue skies. Hey, how are you? I just wanted to hop on here and talk about something I saw that was really fascinating about how the lowering birth rate that's happening all over the world. It's a phenomenon that's happening all over like first world countries, really, with women, is a result of natural selection taking place once again, the way that it should be, the way that it is most often in nature. And a lot of what we're seeing right now is a result of people basically procreating that shouldn't have. And that goes both ways, but like it's obvious that women are the gatekeepers of this altogether. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mean it like, oh, just the men that shouldn't have procreated didn't procreate. I don't mean it like that. But anyways, um, and blue skies, I agree. There's so much with the vaccines, and I mispronounced that on purpose, you guys. Okay, I love you.